when Hinduism was under severe pressure, because Buddhism is a wonderful, like offshoot of Hinduism, if I can use the word. The Buddhists will not agree, but it's a wonderful way of reform movement within Hinduism called Buddhism. It said all these gods and goddesses are cluttering of the scene, and this idea of personal salvation and personal moksha is in a way damaging. Let us look at the nature of reality. This is the Buddhist vision. Wonderful, and I have tremendous love for Buddha, tremendous. So Buddhism came out, I feel like, out of Hinduism. Buddha was a Hindu prince. And then this particular system, because it was putting all these gods and goddesses, idea of ultimate realism, personality on the back burner, somehow whole society started to degenerate and turn into a very crass, materialistic agenda. The modern India is example of a highly crass, materialistic agenda. You only succeed in India, you've got money and you can turn the knobs. So the Hinduism, about just 500 years after Buddha, started to degenerate into the similar situation, a crass, materialistic, eat, drink and be merry, you don't get caught, you can steal. That kind of, same in modern India today, we are not different. So Hinduism went through this stage, all civilization ups and downs, that was the downside at the end of Buddhist period. At that time, we discovered one wonderful youngster from South India, Kerala, called Adi Shankara. He came about 1200 years ago. It's about 800 years, or no, more like 1000 years after Buddha. So this Adi Shankara saw the state of his nation, he was walked up, he was a highly intellectual personality. I don't think we've seen such intellect at all in the Indian subcontinent. So he decided to revive Hinduism, and he said he needs some tools. So he discovered 3 tools, and they are called Prasthana Traye, the 3 foundations. He said, let us refocus Hinduism with these 3 foundation stones. And the 3 foundation stones he focused on to revive Hinduism, and he succeeded in doing it, are the Bhagavad Gita. He said it was lying dormant. It was in the part of Mahabharata scripture, but hardly anyone paid any attention to it. He brought it into public focus. Bhagavad Gita became popular because of Adi Shankara, reviving Hinduism. The second thing that he brought into focus was the idea of Upanishads. This is the throbbing heart of Hinduism. No gods and goddesses, no liturgy, just thinking about ultimate reality, nature of ultimate reality. This is the second foundation. The third one he focused on is called the Brahma Sutra. Now, most people have not even heard the name because they say, what is the Brahma Sutra? It's nice that this gentleman has asked about it. This is the third scripture that Adi Shankara focused on to try and revive Hinduism. What is Brahma Sutra all about? Now, schools of Hindu philosophies are the very ancient, of the Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Purva Mimamsa, liturgy, and then we had the Sankhya Darshan, the Yoga Darshan, and the final darshan we have is called the Vedanta Darshan. This is if you like, the modern Hinduism is really based on Vedanta Darshan. And the foundation stone of the Vedanta Darshan is the Brahma Sutra. It is, whether it's written by, they always use the word Vyas means a compiler.
Yes.
But this idea of Brahma Sutra is like a collecting, it's aphorism, by the way, just short phrases, so it's difficult to interpret. So there are lots of, I think, 555 short phrases called in the Brahma Sutra. They are talking about the Vedantic philosophy regarding the nature of ultimate reality as Brahman. Nature of ultimate reality is our true nature as Atman, and the relationship between Brahman and Atman. It goes into great elaboration. And the reason why it's considered important is this: it in a way interacts with other schools of Hindu philosophy, like the Sankhya Darshan, the Yoga Darshan, the Nyaya, Vaisheshika, and the Purva Mimamsa. It interacts with all these other 5 schools of Hindu philosophy and interacts with them in a constructive and saying, oh, this part you got it wrong, I got it right. So it's a very kind of debating situation regarding various Hindu philosophies, and also it tackles the issue of Jainism and Buddhism. They are considered to be outside the Hindu fold. In this particular school of philosophy, the Brahma Sutra says, let us address what are the challenges that we face from Buddhism and from Jainism, and how do we react to what they are suggesting. This is like a comprehensive philosophic text of interacting with different schools of Hindu philosophy as well as non-Hindu schools of philosophy like Buddhism and Jainism. Now, if you want to do mental gymnastics, I would suggest go through the Brahma Sutra. But I'm telling you, if you are serious about being truly spiritual, like my friend, my issue is this, and I keep telling this again and again on the screen, is this: we are a living tradition. So the material you discover from the Upanishadic teachings, from the Brahma Sutra, from the Bhagavad Gita, wonderful they are. And yet we produce modern giants who give the same message in our language suited to our time, suited to this world that we encounter. So my friend, why do Vedas mean books of knowledge? Not just something that's fixated in the Rig Veda, Yajurveda and all that. It is something that is visible now with modern proponents, equal in caliber as any of the ancient script writers. So I would say, my friend, this is where I have learned my Hinduism. From modern proponents, equal and dynamic as any of the ancient ones. And sometimes somebody says, Mr. Lakhani, how does Vivekananda measure up to, say, Vashishta, or Valmiki, or Vishwamitra? I say, my friend, I am turned the thing on its head. I say, to what extent do this Valmiki, Vishwamitra, and Vashishta stand up to my mentor Vivekananda? If they don't stand up, that sell-by date is gone. It's horrible to say, yes. You got a modern proponent, why do you say, oh, gold is gold, just focus on the old, look up the scriptures, all this little aphorism, make sense of it. Look at the modern ones talking to you in your own language, in your own time. Why don't you learn? Hindus, you are a living tradition. Why do you want to become so antiquated?
Free e-learning course in Hinduism. To register, please visit www.hindu-academy.com.
Talks on Hinduism, sponsored by People Care, encouraging caring for the elderly in their own homes. For more information, please visit peoplecare.com.